Yeah,
UK.
good evening
Afternoon
from
from UK.
Sheffield.
Good morning from Barbados.
Good morning from California.
Good morning.
Philadelphia,
Sister
oh,
Joe.
the Illinois is in the
Faces
house
all over
too.
the world. Look at you.
We're just letting people in, so
How
continue
wonderful.
greeting.
How beautiful.
Yeah. Hello from Germany.
Good morning, all. Good
How
morning, my
wonderful. How
people.
beautiful.
Good
How
afternoon.
beautiful and
It's
wonderful to
alive.
see our people,
Vietnam, I
African
salute
diaspora
you.
all over the world.
New York.
Good morning from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection.
Oh,
Yay!
oh, isn't it lovely and lovely?
Good afternoon from UK.
Hawaii.
Lovely and loving and
Good morning
wonderful
from North Carolina.
Manchester.
Good
Good
morning
morning
from
from
California.
Montreal.
Good morning from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Look at our faces. We look the
This is
same.
awesome. This is
We look
beautiful.
the same. Diaspora.
Good
We look
morning
the
from
same.
Florida.
We look the
Good
same.
morning from Frozen, New
We look
Jersey.
the same.
Rose in New Jersey.
New Jersey, Canada.
Good morning from
Spiritually beautiful.
Yes.
Everybody
Spiritually beautiful. Spiritually beautiful all over the world.
From Maryland, good morning.
We're the same. We're the same. African diaspora all over the world.
All right.
Aren't we wonderful and beautiful and
all
wonderful?
power
Look at
from
us.
the Republic of Poland.
I think ADDI needs to be
Good morning,
doing.
Sylvia.
Manchester.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I think ADDI needs to be doing.
Good
morning,
Gary,
so excited to see
Vincent,
everybody.
Emmanuel,
Bola here, Washington, D.C.
Damien.
Hey, good morning.
Benjamin, with the microphone over his head. Oh,
Hey.
in here,
Family. He's awesome.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Sylvia.
Germany.
My sister.
Hi, Ray.
It's good to see
It's
everybody.
UK.
Hey,
Thanks,
Kofi.
man.
I think ADDI needs to do a little bit more of these meetings just to meet and greet. It seems everybody's so excited.
Yeah, we could do this.
Absolutely.
For an hour, 2 hours, and just make all of us connect and feel spiritually connected and wonderful. Isn't that amazing?
Good to see you all. Thank you for coming.
Blessing. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you, Vivian. Hello, Vivian.
We're the same. We are full of love. We are spiritually connected. We are loving. I'm just flowing. I'm nobody. I'm nobody, but I'm everybody, like you. I'm nobody, but everybody. I'm just flowing.
From Minnesota.
I just feel so loved. Andrea.
I'm gonna go ahead and
North Carolina.
Good morning from Minnesota. Enjoy the snow.
Good morning from New York.
Look at your smile, Leslie.
Good morning, everybody.
All right. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Say
yes. Good morning. We love you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Good morning.
Good morning.
good morning, everyone. All right. We have Her Excellency Dr. Arikana Chihombori Kwao on the line as well. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Jote Kadesa. I have the pleasure of serving ADDI as the director for the information technology sector. And today we come to you with a very exciting topic, which is all about uniting the African continent financially and economically. And we have some very high caliber, inspiring presenters for you today. And just as a quick introduction, we have quite a lineup for you today. And I see that we're almost reaching about 500, I think, from online participation standpoint. And I think we've hit a critical mass. I know there will be more people who will be joining us. But I also want to make sure that my crew is online. So I see Sister Sylvia is on the line. Amira, I also see you on the line. Fantastic. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? welcome everyone, and thank you again for taking your time away from your busy times on a Saturday morning or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. It's quite a commitment. It says a lot for people to actually carve out time out of their family, away from their family and their work and their businesses, to really come and be part of this family. So we don't take it lightly. And we just want to say on behalf of the ADDI family, I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. So today we have two presentation topics. We will be introducing a Pan-African digital currency that is a platform that was founded and created by one of us, for us. And one of the mandates of ADDI is to elevate and cultivate such innovators and founders and CEOs of the African diaspora so that the rest of the global people of African descent know about it and actually participate in it in our effort to build the Africa that we want. I also want to acknowledge this special month that we're in, the month of February, being a Black History Month. And those of us on the line today really representing a portion of the global people of African descent in joining to celebrate the Black History Month. I want us to also to really think about all the historical events that have happened, that have culminated to get us where we are today. Those of us, and I'm speaking specifically the African diasporans who are born and raised on the continent and perhaps have made the West their home, away from home. I want to say that the opportunity provided to us to come to the US or go to Europe and get a quality education, build a career, build families, and really become somebody for somebody. We are all standing on the shoulders of those who came way long before us. And it is the sacrifices and the resilience and the persistence that they've put forward that have enabled and paved the way for us to come to the West and become successful. That did not come for free. There's a heavy price that was paid for that. So on behalf of the global diasporans, I want to say those African Americans and children of the formerly enslaved who are living in the US and in the West, we appreciate you. We are indebted to you for the sacrifices that your forefathers and ancestors have paid. That has enabled us to become who we are today. So with that in mind, I would like to turn it over to my sister Amira, who is going to tell us, I know we have both repeat viewers, audience that are on the line, but also new ones who would like to learn about ADDI. So my sister Amira is going to tell us a little bit about who is ADDI, what is the mandate of ADDI, what are we all about, what is the vision and mission and purpose of ADDI. With that, I'll turn it over to Amira. Amira, go ahead and take it away, please. And I may need to unmute you, probably.
Give thanks, beloved. I can speak. If you could make me co-host too, that would be great. So I can share as well. Sharon is Karen. Hi, everybody. Greetings, my beloved family. Let's see what we got here. Can I share yet?
Okay, I'm trying to make you a co-host, Amira.
Okay.
I don't see an option for me to do that. Sylvia, are you able to do that? Okay, you're not able to?
Okay, no worries. We're just going to go without the graphics, folks. So good morning. Again, my name is Amira Ansar, Director of Global Outreach for ADDI. And welcome, everyone. I'm glad that you're here. What we're going to talk about first and foremost is basically who we are as an organization for ADDI, how we plan on making a difference. So for who we are, just the overall arching statement, we are the Africa Diaspora Development Institute, and it is an entity designed to be the bridge between the people of African descent living outside of Africa, or otherwise known as the African diaspora, and the brothers and sisters that are on the continent. And within that, our mission is to promote unity among the African diaspora and encourage them to participate in the development of Africa. Also to educate the African diaspora about investment opportunities in Africa, hence why we're here, right? And also to promote the African Continental Free Trade Area and the Free Trade Agreement for the African diaspora. So again, that's the overarching broad mission of ADDI. And within that, and keep in mind that some of the things that we do are continuously growing, right? So we're continuously expounding on the things that we are offering as an organization. So again, being that entity that's going to be the bridge between the diaspora and the brothers and sisters on the continent, we do have some things that we're looking at that we would consider to be like our blueprint. And again, something that is like a living, breathing document, something that is going to expand and continue to grow. But right now, some of the first things that are a part of our blueprint is the demanding of the first right of refusal from the African heads of states on all of the continental projects that are coming out of Africa. So with that, we mean that we need to be the ones that that those projects are brought to first, and then we can discern whether or not it's things that we want to participate and support and drive or spearhead. So that is one of the parts of our blueprint. As well, getting the 6th region officially approved by the African heads of state. So some of you all may have heard about the 6th region and kind of have some understanding about it, but in a nutshell, it just means that the African diaspora should be represented as a region of Africa. So the opportunities and the things that are that come through for Africa should also be made available for the African diaspora. But of course, the main thing there is that we unite, that we come together and be seen as one single solitary unit. So that is super important. Effectively fund the Africa Diaspora Fund. You'll hear us speak to the $1 Million campaign. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the program, but that is something that is paramount as it relates to us being able to financially be able to participate in the projects and the investment opportunities that are available in Africa. The Wakanda One City of Excellence, and I should say cities plural, because again, even though we're just getting started with the Wakanda One City in Cape Coast, Ghana, we have slated for other parts of the country that we plan on implementing that same type of strategy. So these Wakanda Cities of Excellence that we'll find throughout the continent in due time is definitely one of the flagship programs as it relates to ADDI. Also, you'll hear about the East to West Trans-Africa Value Corridor, or what we call TRAVACO. So that is another investment opportunity that is available through ADDI, and you'll be hearing more information about that as well. And then finally, and I'm saying that finally as to like right now, because we're constantly adding things that have been, when we get our level of awareness raised to those things, we understand how important they are in the diaspora and for us to tackle those particular issues as they relate to the continent. So reparations is something else that is a project that you will find or a program that you will find being spearheaded through ADDI so that it can speak to not only reparations on behalf of those here in the United States of America, but again, throughout the diaspora for every country that you find African diaspora. And you'll see more about that because we are going to be starting some webinars as it relates to reparations as well. And you may have been able to attend one that we've had already that was led by attorney Benjamin Crump. So with that being said, there's more things to add. No bad drugs in Africa. You know, the Know Me by My Name program that we're going to be spearheading through ADDI in partnership with the African Ancestry. So again, there's a lot of things that are unfolding. So that's why it's super important that you all remain connected. Make sure that you go to ouraddi.org, throw a / on there to join. Make sure that you're actually registered. I know a lot of people participate in these webinars, but you're not actually registering for ADDI so that you're getting the full benefit of being an active member. All right, so make sure that you go and register so you can stay in the loop. Again, things are constantly evolving. We are also supporting social.africa. So you'll see that we are sprouting up groups through ADDI on social.africa. So make sure that you download the app, or you can access it through your browser simply at social.africa. Put ADDI in the search for groups and find those groups that are, you can always start with outreach, and then we can send you to where you need to be as far as the role that you want to participate in. But just make sure that you stay connected. Any questions as it relates to ADDI, you can always email info@ouraddi.org to get some questions answered there. But again, the website, we're about to release our new version of the website that's going to contain some very pertinent information, different structure to allow you to be able to better peruse the website, get the information that you need, and also become a paid member of ADDI. So all of those things are coming soon. So stay tuned and make sure that you stay connected on all the different platforms that we have, whether it's Social Africa, whether it's our Telegram network that we've been using thus far, but make sure you stay connected so that you are in the loop of the expansion of our blueprint and anything that you want to be involved in. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, my sister. Mm-hmm. And so we have, over the last several months, we've been bringing various topics to you. And of course, most of you have been following and actually taking action in becoming part of those topics that we've been bringing to you. And so for today, I think it would be very prudent to have our beloved ambassador, Dr. Arikana, to really remind us why we are here today and really what it means for today's topic and then the future topics that we continue to bring to you. So again, as a reminder, ADDI exists. Anything that the African diaspora is working on across multiple industries, ADDI is here to make it better. And we cannot do it without the African diaspora. We cannot do it without you. We need you. We need you to be part of the family. And that's why ADDI is calling everyone home, those innovators, creators, CEOs, founders. You are building a platform, you're building a business that benefits the continent. We are calling you home so that we can provide you with a global presence to the rest of the diaspora across the globe. So with that, I'd like to invite Dr. Arikana to really tell us why we're here today.
Thank you, Brother Jote. Welcome everyone from around the globe, wherever you are listening from. We appreciate you for taking the time to come and be with us today for this very important conversation. To the ADDI team that worked tirelessly to make these webinars possible, thank you to all of you for your selfless donation of your time. To our sister Amira, I have nicknamed her our present day Angela Davis. Thank you for a wonderful presentation and summary of who we are as ADDI and highlighting some of our blueprint initiatives. As my brother Jote has just said, we are here to say once and for all, insanity no more. We are here to say, as children of Africa, as descendants of the most amazing ancestors out of Africa, we are here to say, enough is enough. For whatever reason, we seem to have failed to come together for the purposes of our shared survival, just like other groups of people have done. And I want to highlight those of us living in the United States, which is the melting pot. With the exception of the American Indians, everyone in this country is an immigrant. So as such, using the US as an example, ask for the voices of the Chinese diaspora loud and clear. Ask for the voices of the Mexican American diaspora, the Indian Americans, the Irish Americans, the German Americans, Italian Americans. Their voices in this wonderful country of the United States are very loud and clear. The voices which are missing, however, are the voices of us Black people. When you ask for the voices of Black people, you might as well go to the graveyard because we are missing in action. Why? We were intentionally put to sleep. We're intentionally made to believe that which we represent as Black people, that which we represent as Africans is not good, is unacceptable, is not desirable, and should be shunned away from. This process of brainwashing us started long before the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves. The settlers set out to make us believe that which is African was not good, and that which was European was better. For how long, my brothers and sisters, are we going to continue to believe in this lie? For how long? What is it going to take for us Black people to wake up? Look around us. You see what others are doing. Are you comfortable continuing to be the most disrespected race on earth simply because of the color of your skin? Last time I checked, the ability to produce melanin was not a crime. The ability to produce melanin is not a crime. Why then are we Black people the most disrespected race? The real bigger question is, why haven't we done something about it? Why have we normalized the abnormal? Why have we normalized the abnormal? Are you comfortable living this world the way it is for your children, your grandchildren, and generations to come? I hope the answer is absolutely not. And this is why we are here today, my brothers and sisters, to say enough is enough. That we know we are the most intelligent, beautiful, sophisticated, highly adaptable, and totally indestructible humans. The mothers and fathers of humanity as we know it. We will no longer allow ourselves to be disrespected. We're going to let the world know that we're just as smart as anybody else, that we will not allow anyone to look down upon us, and also we will not allow ourselves to be looked down upon us. That no one is superior to us. No one is more intelligent than us. And we, this generation, we are going to make sure we pave the way so our children can live in a better world and be ready to compete and be treated fairly around the world, and nothing to do with their skin is going to get in the way. And for that to happen, we have to come together, stand up and speak with one voice, just like others have done. And for you to successfully do that, you must understand that not only are you sick at home, not only are you in a doctor's office waiting room, not only are you in the hospital, in the wards, but rather you are in the intensive care, sick from the disease of the legacy of slavery and the legacy of colonization. First, we must understand that we are sick. You see, you don't go to look for a doctor if you don't think you're sick. Let's accept the reason we have been unable to stand up and push back against these abuses being meted to us, particularly in this day, because we know better. It's because we're suffering from these two ailments. We must heal from them. And once we are healed and we know who we are, that we can stand up tall on the tallest mountain and proclaim to the world that we are the proud Africans, then and only then can we begin to undo the damage that has been done to us, because at the end of the day, the problem is with us. The problem is with the image in the mirror. And that's why we need to talk about where that healing needs to begin. Each and every one of us must have that serious conversation with the image in the mirror. Ask yourself, why do I think the way I do? Why do I not trust my brother? Why do I not believe in that which my brother has started? And that is why we are here today, my brothers and sisters, to ask ourselves the question. I know there are many young, bright minds out there, great inventions, but we're not supporting each other. We are waiting for others to support them. The only problem is they take it. They take our creations. We have a young person who have developed a robot in Nigeria today. I'm just waiting to see, when are we gonna come together and support that young man and make sure that robot that's giving out medications in Nigeria needs to be all over the continent. Are we prepared to support that young man? Are we gonna wait for somebody else to buy that technology from him for peanuts? That's why we are here today, my brothers and sisters. We have two of our very own that have come up with great ideas, ideas that must be shared. A month ago, we brought to you another young man, a medical doctor, but also an IT guru, who spent the past 10 years working on a platform that he's now calling Social Africa. There are many of you doing similar platforms. They have similar platforms that we don't know about you. We haven't heard about you. And that's why you're going to be taken advantage of. Well, we brought you Social Africa. The choice is yours. Do you want to continue with WhatsApp, or are you going to support one of your own? The choice is yours. Ours is to say, guess what? This is what one of your brothers is doing. We hope you will support him. Our own platform. You see, the Chinese have their own. The Indians have their own. Why can't we have our own as Africans? Between the Africans on the continents and the Africans in the diaspora, you're looking at about 1.7 billion people. Why can't we support that which we begin? This is what ADDR is saying. We got some of the brightest minds out there, and we must support them. And the healing that I'm talking about, it starts with you telling yourself, I know I can support Brother Otis of Social Africa. I know I can support Brother Abu of the Cybersecurity Academy. I know we can support the Odusu coin and many others that are coming up. All we gotta do is believe in ourselves and in each other. Are we all going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But just because there are a few among us who may not do the right thing doesn't mean we should all abandon the concept of coming together, the spirit of Ubuntu. No, that's who we are from the beginning. We worked together. We believed in each other. We understood the importance of unity. What happened to us, my brothers and sisters, my children, some of you? What happened to us? Let's stop the insanity. And this is where we come together to say no more Albert Einstein definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This is a new day. And our Africa is calling. So today, you're going to be hearing from two of our very own. They're going to be sharing with you bright ideas And I hope all of you, by the time we finish this program, will make a commitment to support them. And I hope for those of you who are listening out there, if you got an idea that you need to share with your brothers and sisters, please bring it on. We want to share it. This is time for Africa, my brothers and sisters. This moment is our moment. We must come together. We don't have a choice, plain and simple. So if your little mind is trying to tell you that you can't believe in anything a Black person does, go back and talk to that image in the mirror. Go back and remind yourself what you're going to tell your children 20 years from now. When they ask you, grandmother, grandpa, what did you do about the problems of Black people? What did you do about the problems of Africa? Are you willing to say, well, grandson, granddaughter, we did nothing, really? With everything you know and everything that we are capable of doing when we come together, it will be shameful, completely shameful. I would hope that we will be the generation that will put an end to this insanity. May this deliberation give us the results that we need. And may we all make a commitment to embark on a journey of self-healing and self-discovery. That process starts with the conversation with the image in the mirror. Thank you, Brother Jote. I'm looking forward to this wonderful program.
Thank you, Ambassador. I'm slowly learning how to take the overwhelming feeling of speaking right after the ambassador with some grace and humility. But you all have heard it very loud and clear. Ambassador will be speaking at the end about the path forward as well. So stick around as we go through the rest of our programming today. And as Ambassador said, we have two very talented individuals with us today. Mr. Bright Enabulele, who is the founder for Oduwa Coin and Blockchain Network. And then we also have Dr. Emmanuel Adu, who's also a founder for the Eretmis Cybersecurity Academy. And first, we're going to hear from Mr. Bright. And before we do that, we have a very short clip that really tells you what Oduwa Coin and Blockchain Networks is all about. And then Mr. Bright will get into his presentation. So I'm just gonna quickly share my screen, which you all should be able to see.
Happy Black History Month 2021. I'm about to share something massive about money that has happened in the evolution of our people in this video, so do pay attention. The great Martin Luther King said, while some others have been benefiting from a false complex of superiority, others have been suffering from a false complex of inferiority. This I totally understand now, because when you do not know your wealth and do not control it, you will be taken advantage of all the time. For over 400 years, we have been through slavery, colonization, segregation, corruption, poor leadership in Africa, and we are still dealing with neo-colonization, systemic injustice, despite all the progress we have made, because we have not known how to manage ourselves and organize ourselves well to keep and grow our wealth. I'm here to let you know that there is hope now, despite all the challenges we face. Innovation and technology have been the key catalysts in the improvement of human communication and development. We have seen the birth of the internet, cell phone, Facebook, Google, Instagram, Amazon, TikTok, Tesla, and many more. Participation in the development of these platforms and projects has generated trillions of dollars for many. How many of us have financially benefited from these massive global economic platforms and projects? How many of us are owners of these platforms and projects? 10 years ago, technology gave humanity another great breakthrough with blockchain after the real estate crash. This technology permitted the creation of Bitcoin, a digital currency that is changing how the world is using and storing money. How many of us have made massive gains from the investment, use, and development of Bitcoin? The great news I have for you this February 2021 is that one of us has co-founded a blockchain with a currency exactly like Bitcoin, but even better. It is like the Facebook after MySpace on blockchain. This is a historic wealth transfer opportunity available to you now. It has been co-founded by an African for all humanity. Oduwa is the digital roadmap to wealth. It is the most viable alternative digital currency to Bitcoin. It is faster to send, easy to mine, limited in supply, and still very affordable on exchanges today. Oduwa has the potential to grow in value because it will be used for transactions in remote communities all over the world where everyone has access to a cell phone. The future of money is here now. You can be part of this massive wealth transfer opportunity through Oduwa. The mission now is to generate millionaires through ownership of the coin and to empower the common man with financial wealth. In order for us to grow these millionaires, we must have 1 million people or families of African descent join the Oduwa community this February 2021. Please make this your financial growth commitment for Black History Month 2021. You cannot grow and transfer wealth you do not own. It is also very easy to own Oduwa. The coins are currently selling for under $1. So now, grab as many as you can within a budget you can afford. There are only 21 million coins available ever. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be part of a great wealth transfer movement. Join the Oduwa community and let us share, trade, spend, and gain wealth together. It is time we all come together, not to cry, but create wealth and be part of the global financial dining table instead of the chopping board. Do make your move now. Early adopters are the biggest winners in this game. Money has no value until people create the value. Money is always available to those who understand and want it. This is your time. Make sure you make your digital currency of choice Oduwa. What's in your wallet?
All right. Fantastic. And with this, I would like to turn it over to Mr. Bright Inablele, who is going to tell us about Oduwa coin in the blockchain network and his journey of how he started and where he is today and what his aspiration and vision is for the African diaspora in our beloved continent, Africa. And let me just unmute and take it away.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Thank you so much. I'm very humble to be a part of this great moment. First, I want to thank the God of our ancestors, the makers of our soul in whom we breathe today, the God that strengthens our faith, the God of all race, the God that gave us the strength to tell the rest of the world, let our people go. First, also, I want to thank the doctor, the Excellency Dr. Arikana, for your great work, for giving me the opportunity to present this great mission, our mission, the mission that's to connect every one of us, the mission that is at this present time, Black History Month, very important, the mission of telling the rest of the world that the only way to win is when we come together as a race. First and foremost, I also want to thank Dr. Nathan Aluya, Brother Jote, the entire ADDI team members worldwide who are standing here today, this great Saturday, and every one of you who do our community who humbly Saturday morning here in California, 8:45, to say, hey, because when I look at the screen, I was writing a speech, but I was just so amazed and just see the views of everyone and the passion. And I just realized we're all philosophers in our own way. But one thing that unites us together today is change. We are crying for change. And change is the only thing that is constant in life. Change, the only way to drive that change is when we all come together. And let's all understand one thing. Change doesn't happen by itself. Change are driven by two things, race and technology. Before I go further, I want to introduce myself. I'm Bright Inabolele, the founder member of Oduwa Blockchain Solution, Oduwa Global X, Oduwa Marketplace, Bright Life Global, a blockchain strategist, a developer, a coach, an investor, entrepreneur, to sum it all, the new voice for Africa. I am so humbled to be here. I'll be talking to you today about technology, data, and money. But first, I also want to identify one thing, that the race is not an accident. There's unity in diversity. Today, we're not talking about segregation. All we are talking about is having a fair bargaining power in the marketplace, where our children can bargain with the Chinese children, the German children, without any sentiment of racial discriminations, religion, or whatsoever. But the only way to do that is for us to understand that we have to empower ourselves collectively. Let's stop poking eyes for an eye. If we start poking eyes for an eye, we are going to be blind. Let's live in the present. The present is telling us that it's our time indeed. It can be a better time to come together. I'll tell you today, the ancestors are happy. The God of our ancestors are celebrating on our behalf, because in the 55 recognized AU, African Union from Morocco to South Africa, they understand that only Africans can deliver Africa, not the Germans, not the Chinese, not the Japanese, especially the Africans in diaspora, the African American, the African descent who traveled. I'll tell you one thing, our spirit traveled of Africa, but the kingdom never left. That kingdom today is what is calling us back and say, look, it's time to come together as people and let's help and tell the rest of the world, let our people go. Our people are still in bondage. We might be free here in America, in Europe, in Canada, because people create that opportunity here. But what we are saying is, if the civilization starts from Africa, and today we look back, we can just understand that somewhere in the line, along the line, that I don't know, maybe our forefather did certain things, but they're all asking for forgiveness through us, and say, let's put the past aside. Let's live in the presence. They're coming through us to say, hey, we cannot be crying wolf all the time, talking about, well, reparation is no more imagination. We are living right now in reality. I see that through the cry of the ambassador. I was just touched when I heard her talking about how collectively we should come together as people, support each other. That just reminds me that our ancestors are living now through us. I'll tell you the truth. DNA has memory, and the memories live forever. And today, either the history will remember us or history will judge us. The good thing about it is that no one lives unpunished if you don't do the right thing. I'm taking that challenge upon myself. Say, only the Africans in diaspora can deliver Africa. That message starts from me. That's the reason today I'm presenting to you a Pan-African cryptocurrency called Oduwa. What is Oduwa? Well, when you hear the word Oduwa, first thing that comes to your mind is, well, it's Africa. Yes, I want them to know it's Africa. Because it's time we start running under the pretense of trying to impress people. When God gave us the strength to change the world, why do we have to sell our birthright? Oduwa means the roadmap to wealth. Our money should work for us, not against us. These are symbols of trade, of kingdom trade in the 14th century, before most of those regions were annexed systematically. But today, Oduwa lives forever in blockchain, and it's trying to remember the word that we are not coming together as people to change the world. The only way to make that change is technology. Technology has been one of the greatest factors of change. As you all know today, societies are driven, which technology is used for a tool for creating, sharing, and preserving knowledge. Information technology with telecommunications are the backbones of social activities and development. These two worlds are the drivers of change and growth around the world today. But I would tell everyone here today that change is constant. But I'll tell you, we must not fail to fund the technology that drives that change. When we remember what internet has done to telecommunication, that is what blockchain is doing today to transactions. We'll be talking about data because a lot of you understand, they'll be hearing from the foremost from Bitcoin driving from 40,000, 50,000. Most of you never got into Bitcoin when it was 20 cents. Most of you were not brave enough. Today, we're going to test our bravery with Oduwa. Like I say, I'm not telling you that there's no alternative cryptocurrency out there. But what I'm telling you is what cryptocurrency is designed to care for us. For hundreds of years, we have always been a buyer, not a seller. Greatest innovators are sellers. They are not buyers. You cannot win by being a buyer. You cannot win by just being a consumer. You win by being a manufacturer and being a seller. Then you have the most bargaining power. Somebody says, I want $20. You say, no, because you have the upper hand. That's why today we are presenting you Oduwa. We want the money. We want to create an ecosystem that drives money back to our community, that empowers our community. But technology is the only way to do that. Our leaders in Africa has failed us. We can't go back. Let's live in the present. Thank God we're here today. Like I said, the ancestors are happy to see at this moment almost 1,000 people coming together to say, let's drive change. We're all here for one reason. I'll tell you the truth. We're all looking for change. That's the connection. But what drives that change? Two things, the people and technology. First and foremost, I would tell you today, data is the new money. Data is changing the way, I call it the new digital revolution. Data It's what is driving the world today. You can see that through Elon Musk, Amazon. But with the use of internet, the world has become a single village. With the use of blockchain, the world has become a decentralized digital economy. And a lot of you ask me, what is data? Data are collective informations put together just for the purpose of analysis. But today I'm not going to be speaking about just plain data. I'm going to be speaking about encrypted data. Because when we talk about security, we talk about encryptions. First and foremost, what is encryptions? Encryptions are collections of informations and data into a code just for one reason: to prevent unauthorized access. Encryptions were created just for one reason: to prevent unauthorized access. So just imagine we are on this communication, on this conversation on a Zoom today. Thank God that technology has brought us this far, that we understand that whatever we're saying, no one can tap it, no one can hack it. Now we start talking about reliability, trust, efficiency. And let's look at our money. Is our money reliable? No. Back in the days, you could do wire transfer. But today you can do a wire transfer, the wire can be recalled back. You can spend your credit card can be charged back. You can write a check, the check can be voided. So that tells you that we're in a new era. We are looking for something more better and safe. That's what brings us to blockchain. First and foremost, before I go into the topic of blockchain, I want to talk about very important technology called cryptographic. Cryptographic is an encryption process of encoding information. And today, I want to share the most reliable technology available to humanity using cryptocurrency as an encryption called blockchain. Blockchain is the way we send money. Blockchain is a decentralized ledger that records informations that are immutable, that are irrefutable. It doesn't account for double counting from one party to the other using a technology called cryptographic. In the Latin word, crypto means secret. Secret. That means there was nobody present. There's no middleman. It was created in an environment that was very, very protected, doesn't allow third party. That's why today I'm fascinated with blockchain. So for that reason, the only way now that we can fight and start to push Africa forward and empower our children, because the only way to contain our children is to empower our children. And blockchain is giving us that opportunity today. Blockchain is the new way money. The world is running to that, running fast. People say, well, only 5% of the world population, 7.8 billion, still interact with blockchain. That means that space can be dominated by us. Why not us? Why not change the narrative? Why always we waiting for someone to throw the cross on us? Why not be at the table at the beginning when things are taking place? Because we have been brainwashed for many years to believe that we cannot do anything for ourselves. We cannot manufacture anything for ourselves. Every good thing should come from Germany, from Israel, from Japan. But I'm telling you, that's a lie. Oduwa is here to change the narrative. That's why I'm very happy that when we find a partnership and we run into ADDI, I said, that is it. That's what I've been looking for. Because a lot of innovations have went undercut, dead, because there was no support. Why? We didn't get funded. So why are you going to fund someone that's going to bring money back to Africa? So race is very important. Don't ignore your race. The only way to win collectively as people is empower your race. That's the only way you get respect, not individual. You can be a scientist, you can be engineers, you can be a doctor. If your race is not respected, nobody cares about what you're doing. That's the mission. That's the message today. Our race. How do we empower our race? Let's take race as a religion. Because if the Bible was written by one of us, it would be dead on arrival. We didn't write the Bible. They would garnish the Bible. But today in Africa, Bibles in every corner's home, every home. Everyone has a Bible. So let's start spreading the power of our people as the Bible. That's what the ancestors are saying. That the only way to win collectively, we should support ourselves. Deutsche Bank said in 2030, money is going to be wiped away. Fiat currency is going to be gone. It's going to be cryptocurrency. Well, thank God to Bitcoin. Bitcoin gave us that opportunity. But was it designed to empower us? No. They have high transaction fees. High transaction fees. They're on chain. You have to wait 10 minutes to get on the block. But Oduwa is changing the narrative. We have 60 seconds block spacing. Our confirmations, our fees are 0. Why? Because we understand our problem. We're trying to say this is an indigenous cryptocurrency to empower people. We want to change the way money moves through Africa and the rest of the world. We can do it as people. For many years, when you look at Western Union, MoneyGram, all those transactions traveling around the world, African account for one of the most movers and shakers of transactions. But today, once your money leaves Africa, it's dead. Nobody cares about your Kenyan shillings, Ghana cedis, Nigeria naira, South African rand. Nobody cares. Once you leave the continent, it's over. But imagine you have the ability where your money can travel with you. Your money goes further. You have the ability, you sit in your homes, you go to Amazon, you are shopping with Oduwa coin. Without any sentiment or discriminations and saying, look, who are you? Where's your zip code? Oh, you're in Kenya? No. You're in Nigeria? No. Oduwa is changing the way money moves through Africa and the rest of the world. And that's our commitment. Because money is very important. Money is not, there's no money till money is created. So we have created our own money and said, look, I'm not the inventor of blockchain. What I did, I changed the code and algorithms of Bitcoin and say, you know what? I want it to be more affordable to our people, less fee for our people, faster for our people, because we do transactions every day. Every day we do transactions. We have people back home we want to support. It doesn't matter. We're going to send money home. But why? In the point where you have money and you're trying to shop in Shopify, trying to buy something, they don't allow you to. Then your money becomes useless. My goal here is your money should work for you, not against you. These are symbols of kingdom power through trade. From the 11th century, we had that power for many years, and we lost it. But I'm telling you today, we're going to regain it back through Oduwa. We want to create Oduwa to be an institution, like the most sophisticated digital susu, a buying power where you all come collectively and say, hey, let's support this, let's support this, let's support this. I tell you, there are great innovators here in this room today. But most of your technology get dead on arrival because no one funds you. No one cares about you. It doesn't mean you're not intelligent. No. You're very intelligent, very smart people. We are. They know that. People, the world is shaking. Just we being on this Zoom call right now, the world is shaking. You don't understand how powerful we are. If we come together as people, we will change the narrative. Africa is money. Africa is science. There was a reason man, the race, the creator, the God, who is the most intelligent Alpha, understand that life should start from Africa. The people left Africa, but the kingdom never left. The power is there. The strength is there. That's what is drawing me today. That drive, because DNA has memory. So on that note, I'm presenting to you the Pan-Africa digital currency, Oduwa. Oduwa is for us, for Africa, as a continent, that you can have that buying power and you can trade like you're using Bitcoin. You can have the opportunity Bitcoin never gave to you 10 years ago. I started trading with Bitcoin since 2010. But I understand one thing, that my people are not involved because they believe every good thing must come from Israel. I remember when I started 3 years ago, people asked me why Oduwa. I asked them why Yahoo, why Google, why Uber, why? They could not answer me. Because I want our children to understand that we are the most intelligent, raised on earth. For that reason, this project is called Oduwa. So you can trace your ancestors, your money back home. And today we are building a coalition between the African American and the African descent, that collectively the kingdom is in Africa. For you to be respected, you have to empower Africa. My last question is, what is in your wallet? Thank you.
Fantastic. Mr. Bright, thank you so much, my brother. This is, I know there are a lot of questions online, and one of the most pressing questions is, for those who are ready to participate in the Oduwa ecosystem, where do we get started? So in the announcement that we've been sending, we've been including a link that Bright and his team have graciously provided, something that they've never done before, which is for anyone that wants to become part of the Oduwa platform by purchasing Oduwa coins, there is a 50% discount being provided. Now, I actually saw a message earlier today. Somebody said, yes, I want to get it, but I haven't been paid yet. And the window for the discount will expire tonight at 11:30 p.m. Central Time. And can we get an extension? So, Bright, I just want to quickly allow you to respond to that, and so that let people know how they can purchase their Oduwa coin and become part of the ecosystem.
Well, thank you so much, my brother J2. First of all, I want to thank ADDI community. You guys are this is amazing. This is bigger than just cryptocurrency. This is bigger than just money. This is a movement. This is a movement that changed everything. That we have never understand from the beginning, that for us to win as race, we have to come together. To answer your question, yes, you can go to what we did was once we reached out to ADDI, we saw the movement, the Wakanda movement. We said, this is the project. This is what we want to do. This is what we want to support. We want to be an institution that empowers Africa, and why not? So we decided to create an incentive where if you sign up with ADDI, you have to today to buy 50% off. We've never done this before because the coins are running very fast. Because at the end of the day, the mission should start from us. The empowerment should start from us. So I'm pushing that to ADDI and say, thank you. Thank you for spreading the message of love for Africa. Thank you for empowering and giving a support to companies and institutions like ours that's trying to change how Africa do business with the rest of the world. So they can go to your website, register. We might extend this after this event. I want to see how, wait for more questions. We can extend this for 48 hours because it's a call to action. I understand some people are waiting for their check, but there are also people that are buying these coins at 100%. So I'm doing this for the ADDI community because it's a very beautiful organizations. I'm happy to be a part of this. So we might extend this for 48 hours, 48. And then they can go and use PayPal. They can also use Bitcoin, but PayPal is more easier because collectively we don't actually allow, we allow 24 hours to process PayPal because of the money has to settle in PayPal, it has to be verified. Some people say, hey, why is the coin at 5 minutes? Well, you're gonna get your coin. We just need to verify transactions. PayPal is a third party financial institutions that allow us to collect and give you Oduwa. But you have to have your wallet first. You must have Oduwa wallet. Oduwa has a mobile wallet in App Store and Android on Play Store. So it's very easy. There's also a YouTube video in ADDI website. Very simple. The brother Jake, they put it so easy, seamless for you all to buy Oduwa. It's like signing up for Yahoo or Google. If you cannot buy Oduwa with that simple step, then something is wrong because it's very easy and direct. So we're giving 100%. So it's like buy one, get one. That's what we're doing right here. So you can use PayPal, and within 12 hours, you're gonna receive your Oduwa in your wallet. The only way the reason for that is that we can trace your name on the database with PayPal, with ADDI, and collectively we have a custodial wallet. Custodial wallet allows us to set your name by email, And once we find your wallet is going to pop up, we're going to credit your account. So everyone will get their coin. The system is working very fine. There's no error in the system. There's no mistake. Blockchain is the new economic truth. The ledgers are there. You can also check the Explorer. That's what Africa need right now, accountability, something that can be recorded forever. No one can delete the blockchain. It's purely immutable. It's irrefutable. That's why I love it. That's the technology we are needed. It's not a competition for Africa. It's a solution for us because it allows us to do many things, multiple things. So I hope I answered that question for you, Brother J2.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, this special discount goes for...
But we might extend it for 48 hours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bright.
Because the ambassador, the president, we spoke, I reached out. I was like, they're going to tone me down. He said, no, we want to empower Africa. Because, you see, you all don't understand that the only way to win is empower your race. That's the message for today. Go ahead. So that reason, I will extend this for 48 hours. Okay.
Wonderful. There is a link that is being provided on the chat line, and that link was also provided in the actual event announcement that we've been sending around. So go out and register. That link is actually specifically designed for people who are registered on ADDI. So your ability to become ADDI member is critical. We will be able to help verify that your membership is established with ADDI, and you will get your discounted Oduwa coins as well. So take advantage of it. I know there are a lot of questions about Oduwa that you have, so we will open up the mics at the end so that you get a chance to grill Mr. Bright, all the way from blockchain to Bitcoins to data and security and you name it. Fantastic. All right. Now, thank you, Mr. Bright. Wonderful presentation. I think you've engaged and sparked so much inspiration in many. And I was kind of scanning through the chat lines, and people are fired up. So, and please stick around for questions. And I would encourage you to go through the chat line and kind of look at some of the questions that have been paused so that you can formulate your thoughts and responses.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll stick around to the end of the events, and I want to make sure I answer every question. This is what I'm here for, to help our people.
All right.
To help our people. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, before I transition to the next topic, Ambassador, I want to pause for any remarks that you want to make.
Yes, absolutely. Nothing except to say, as I sat here listening, I am just overjoyed, full of joy. I'm going to be buying my 5,000 coins, and I'm going to be watching you like a hawk, my son, because I know you will not let me down. I would hope that you will not let me and many of the millions out there. So we are going to trust you. The trust that we are talking about, we want you to know we are counting on you. I don't understand anything about blockchain, Bitcoin, but you know what? And of course, I'm not asking everybody to do the way I do it, but I'm doing it as a mother. I'm saying, you know what? What my son is telling me, it sounds good. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to keep talking to my son. They're going to keep teaching me, but I got to support my son. I got to support my son. In my old age, I've supported so many people that I didn't even know. And I'm going to stand up and support my son. So I am getting my 5,000 coins, but I want you, son, I'm looking you dead in the face and I'm saying, I'm counting on you to do the right thing. So thank you for that passionate presentation. There are many with a lot more questions about the technicalities, just like I do too, but I'm gonna learn. But we appreciate you, so please stay behind, answer as many questions as people have, because that's where we begin. We want everybody to feel comfortable with what they're going to be doing. And we want everybody to feel comfortable that they can look at you and say, Brother Bright is not gonna let me down. I would like to think you're not gonna let us down. And that's the only way I'm gonna look at it. Now, if you choose to let us down, guess what? It's on you, son. It is on you. And we're standing up and we are believing in you and we are supporting you because it is the right thing to do. Don't let us down. Thank you. thank you for extending the program for another 48 hours. And of course, remember everybody, you got to sign up with ADDI in order to get the coin for 20 cents. It's more than 50% discount. My son, you need to be clear on that one. The coin is 20 cents. Oduwa is going for 70 cents right now, but you are giving it to ADDI members for 20 cents. So thank you for extending it for 48 more hours. Go to ouraddi.org, sign up with ADDI, then you go on and order your, buy your Oduwa coin for 20 cents. If you're not an ADDI member, signed up, you cannot get it for 20 cents. So thank you again, son. We appreciate you. Keep up the great work.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, so and as I've said in the past, when it comes to ADDI and the partners that we bring to the forum, we are here to create an ecosystem of ecosystems, and we continue to add onto the platform. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Emmanuel Adu, who is also a founder at Eretmis Cybersecurity Academy. And I don't want to steal the thunder away from him. Just to give you some context, we know that everybody talks about this digital economy that is descending upon us when it comes to the future of Africa. And that really means everything that Mr. Bright talked about right now, plus all the other economic sectors that are going to be dependent on digital technologies. But what are we doing to prepare tomorrow's digital workforce for Africa? And what are we doing about all the cybersecurity risks that are beginning to pop up and are becoming part of our everyday life, in fact? And a significant portion of the African youth being the African population being under the age of 25 or so. What are we doing to prepare that workforce for tomorrow's digital economy? Cybersecurity training is one of the key pillars and underpinning capabilities that we have to have. And Eretmis Cybersecurity Academy has come forward, has come home to ADDI to say, I have an answer and I want to help. I want to be part of this. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Adu to tell us about the Eretmis Cybersecurity Academy.
I appreciate it, Brother JT and Dr. Arikana. Can I share my screen, please?
Yes.
It's still disabled.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me do that on your behalf, Doctor, because I'm having some issues.
Okay.
I'm glad you sent me the presentation ahead of time.
Yeah. So. All right. All right, everybody. I mean, I'm still, in shock, seeing everybody, happy together. There is always strength in numbers. That is my take on what Dr. Arikana also said. And as if you are familiar with the Bible story, where in Genesis, right after the flood, where people gathered together to build a tower all the way to heaven, God sat there and said, if we don't do something about this with the unity they have, they might probably be able to, build and come up here. So, God had to change their language to kind of confuse them. That way they wouldn't be able to go. So that shows you that there's always power in numbers. Okay, so we being here today, I'm really thrilled, over 800, getting to almost 1,000. I'm here to present to you cybersecurity. Okay, most of you might, know about cybersecurity. Some might even work in cybersecurity, but the majority of us, might have heard of it, but we don't really know what goes into cybersecurity or how, they can become a cybersecurity professional, or their siblings or, a family can become cybersecurity. And also the very important portion of this is how we'll be able to help Africa, to become one of the leaders in terms of cybersecurity. Can you please go to the next slide for me? So there's a partnership, between ADDI and Eretmis Academy. And this partnership, we put it together from Dr. Arikana's initiative, and this partnership is to spearhead education in cybersecurity for our African youth, both in the diaspora and also on the continent. Okay, so the mission for this partnership is to train African youth, to become a continental cybersecurity workforce for Africa and also for the world at large. And also our vision, is to transform Africa into a global leader. That is the key point, to transform Africa into a global leader when it comes to cybersecurity innovation and job creation, in this decade, not just for the decade to come. Okay, so, and about Eretmis Academy, we are a premier cybersecurity academy. We train people to get into the cybersecurity industry. We also train people already in the industry to move up in their career. Okay, so you can be an absolute beginner. We take you from not knowing anything in cybersecurity to where you'll be able to start off as an entry level person in cybersecurity. Okay, and our vision is to help close the 500,000 on-field cybersecurity jobs in the United States, and also the 3.5 on-field cybersecurity jobs around the world. And as we go down the line in these slides, you'll be able to see the demand for cybersecurity professionals. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so a lot about me. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Adu. I'm the founder of Eretmis Inc. Eretmis Inc. is a cybersecurity company. We do government contracting for like the government, for New York State, and also for the federal government. I'm also the CEO and the founder for Eretmis Academy. And our academy, I kind of talked about that already. Born and raised in Ghana, I served in the United States Army. I'm a former United States Army captain. I'm a cybersecurity expert and a cybersecurity consultant. I'm a former university professor at the University of Maryland Global College and also Central Texas College. I have over 21 years in the IT industry. I started off when we had floppy drives and drives of that nature. Can you please go ahead? Next slide. Okay, so what I'll be talking about today will be the top 5 reasons why a career in cybersecurity is a great game changer for African youth. Okay, so even amidst COVID-19, we still look at, so the 2 main reasons for this webinar, is to inform you about career opportunities in cybersecurity, and also to inform you about the reason why this is the best time for African youth to get into cybersecurity. Okay, we will cover topics. The 5 main topics will help you to, answer these questions. What cybersecurity is, what do cybersecurity professionals do? How much do they make? How exactly can you start a career in cybersecurity, and the demand for cybersecurity professionals? Okay, so we'll start with the reasons. So we all can agree, that cyber threats are on the rise, and COVID-19 even, made it go up, much more higher. So that goes to show the need for cybersecurity professionals. But I was talking to Brother JT yesterday, and I was telling him, when COVID-19 hit, everybody kind of moved online to do work. So most people were working remote and still working remotely. But guess who also moved online to work? Criminals. Okay, criminals also moved online to work. So now, instead of going through all the logistical hoops of trying to break into a bank, you can sit at home with a laptop and still do the same thing. And plus, you can carry more money on your laptop, steal more money from the bank on your laptop than actually in person, because you can only carry so much. Okay, so the need for cybersecurity professionals, for the world to be able to keep up with the demand, the cybersecurity growth, the growth for cybersecurity professionals has to be around 145% for the world just to keep up, just to be able to meet the demand for cybersecurity professionals. Next slide, please. So our first reason, why you should get into cybersecurity is that the future is digital. The future is digital, and we put this out there just to let you, kind of remind you. 20 years ago, you obviously weren't having a smart TV. Your smartphone wasn't there, and I mean, when you look at the phone, where phones started, you know, the first, you know, like couple of phones, you literally will have to hire somebody to, you know, pay somebody to carry your phone around, you know, for you, because like they were so heavy and big, you know. And phone booths were also, you know, like something that we used to do with pages, you know. All those seems really very, you know, far away, but it's not that far. Within 20, 15 years, you know, but look at how we've come, you know. Even like for TVs, look at where TV started. Now we have like smart TV that can do more than like a computer could do 20 years ago, okay? So that clearly shows that the future is digital, you know. Next slide, please. So these are some statistics, you know, to also go ahead to let you know that the future is digital. So when COVID-19 hit, there are studies that shows that cybercrime rose up almost about 300%. You know, cybercrime was still high, but now like it just went up, you know, the roof. And with technological advancement, you know, comes with more vulnerability. Okay, so gone with like in the back in the days when we had 3210 or like 3310, like a Nokia phone. I mean, I don't really see how somebody can hack into that. Okay, but now with a smartphone, you have so many applications, so many apps. So in cybersecurity, we call something attack surface. So now your attack surface is wider. It's very easy for, you know, people to hack into it. And also, mind you, technological advancement is not only advancing on the good side. Okay, so hackers are also developing and refining their tools, you know, on how to break into stuff. And now with smart cars, smart everything, we call them Internet of Things. It is very easy to break into stuff, okay? And like you don't need to have somebody who is very like sophisticated to be able to break into, you know, like stuff like that. Because now we have like more technology that makes it very easy for somebody to even practice on a day or two and try to hack into something, okay? So that goes to show you that, you know, with technological advancement, you know, it makes it more easier for, you know, cyber criminals to also function, not only for us to be able to easily do, you know, what we're supposed to do for work, and then for pleasure and entertainment, okay? So that also goes to show you that, you know, that is creating a demand, a really huge demand for cybersecurity. And the internet is not going anywhere, you know, like Bright was talking about blockchain, it has come to stay. It is not going anywhere. So we have to find ways we will be able to protect it, you know. And how do we do that? And how do we, you know, get like in front of the in front of you know, like that whole program, you know, as an African youth or as like African continent, okay? So can we please go to the next slide, please? So reason two, you know, we look at the demand for cybersecurity professionals, okay? So I'm not just going to say there's a high demand. We all know there is a high demand, but like what is the facts and the research saying, okay? So over the past 8 years, from 2013 to 2021, growth in the cybersecurity industry has grown, you know, went up to like 350%, okay? So the demand for cybersecurity professionals in 2013 was around 1 million, you know. Now in 2021, is around 3.5 million, okay? And this is a research done by MIT, okay? The US Bureau of Labor and Statistics, they also say that, yeah, there's gonna be a 32% growth in cybersecurity, in like cybersecurity jobs, or like more specifically, information security analyst, you know, from 2018 to 2028, you know. So the growth, you know, the growth for cybersecurity in the cybersecurity industry, we can all see this, okay? And also, you know, people in the industry know there is a war going on for cybersecurity talent, okay? There's not many cybersecurity professionals around, so the government and, you know, like the corporate world, they are all, you know, fighting for the very few cybersecurity professionals that are out there, and the government is losing because the government doesn't pay that much for cybersecurity professionals as the corporate side, you know, pays. Okay, so like some agencies, like even like the Department of Defense, they are all still, you know, struggling to fill all their cybersecurity roles. Okay, next slide, please. So let's look at some international demand for cybersecurity professionals. You know, these were some of the research I could get my hands on. So in Nigeria, there is a chronic shortage for cybersecurity professionals. You know, Nigeria has a population of around 200 million. but as of last year, they had only 1,080. They had only. Can everybody hear me? I had some message that they couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Dr.
Okay. Okay. So Nigeria, with a population of 200 million, they had security professionals, only 1,800. Okay, that is very low. And in Canada, same thing. Lack of cybersecurity professionals from one research. Also in South Africa, same thing. Such a shortage of cybersecurity like professionals. Okay, so next slide will also show us some of the cybersecurity numbers for other countries as well. And in Europe, there was a study conducted by EY. They say there is a huge shortage for digital skills, and cybersecurity had almost 48%. Okay, so, and then also in the UK, there was a recent parliamentary inquiry that also showed that the cybersecurity, the shortage for cybersecurity professionals is at all-time high, and it might probably become a problem in the very near future. And the very fascinating one is Israel. So Israel is like number 2 when it comes to the exportation of cybersecurity technology. Okay, and they were one of the top global cybersecurity hubs for 2019. But they are still experiencing cybersecurity shortage. In terms of people to work in the industry. Okay, so, and also for Australia, same story. So this just goes to give you an idea of what is going on in terms of cybersecurity numbers. Okay, and in the United States right now, there is over 521,000 cybersecurity on-field cybersecurity jobs. Okay, and the supply for cybersecurity is very low. The government has a website that updates the demand for cybersecurity professionals by states and also as a nation, and the number sits right now over 500,000 on field cybersecurity jobs. Okay, so we can all agree that the trend for the demand for cybersecurity is going up and is not coming down anytime soon. All right, so we come to the very important part of it, that is reason 3. So reason 3 is follow the money. So we've talked about the demand and the need and everything. How much do cybersecurity professionals make on average? Okay, so first off, the cybersecurity industry has a 0% unemployment rate. Okay, and this has been like that from 2011. Okay, and by ISC2, they will do a workforce study report. And their report for this year, they said an average cybersecurity professional makes $83,000 a year, on average. And people with certifications, they make over 85,000, and those without certification around 67. And also Indeed.com, they also did their own research. They also project that cybersecurity professionals make around 1,000. Okay, so over 6 figures there. Okay, so depending on your position and the seniority, that will also kind of inform how much you take home. Okay, so cybersecurity is a really good paying field, and it's not only a good paying field, it's also the future. Because if you want to stay safe and to be able to defend everything else that we love to have, we have to be able to push cybersecurity forward. Okay. And we also look at some international numbers for salary. So North America, we kind of looked at it, is 112,000. Latin America is around 27,000. Asia Pacific is around 56,000, and Europe is around 74,000. And Africa, I could only get South Africa, is around 23 to 51,000 a year. And all these are averages, okay? So we come to the 4th reason. Now, the 4th reason, we are looking at certification and education. How are you able to get into the cybersecurity industry? We'll talk about that later as we move on, but let's look at like some of the certifications and education that you need. Okay, so contrary to like popular belief that you need a cybersecurity degree to be able to start working in the cybersecurity industry, that is not true. That is false. So you don't need any form of degree. If you have a degree also, you don't necessarily have to have a cybersecurity degree, okay? Because even like cybersecurity degrees, they came up only about like 5 years ago. Like most of the schools didn't even catch up like on cybersecurity until, like cybersecurity just hit everybody, on the blind side. That is when the schools started putting like all these like degree programs like together, okay? So you don't necessarily need a degree in cybersecurity or a degree in anything to start in cybersecurity. That is the beauty of it, okay? So, and, like most schools, like I said, have just started, but most of the people in the industry, most of them were self-taught, and they also took, certification and training and certification like ours, that we teach at Eretmis. And for people who are trying to switch into cybersecurity, or who wants to switch like jobs, as soon as possible, you wouldn't have the luxury of time and money to do 4 years or 2 years of college or do self-study, so most people like this, you have to, easily get into the training and the certification side of it, okay? And the certifications, they go a very long way to help you. Anybody in the IT industry will tell you, they'll help you rise faster. And then, you also get better salaries with the certification, okay? So reason five, why cybersecurity, might be or is, the way for us to go is that to start, you might already have some of the skills needed already to start in cybersecurity. And why am I saying this? Most people get hung up on the fact that they are not like computer programmers, they don't have any IT background, or they don't have any, skills in IT, to be able to start anything in cybersecurity or in IT in general, and that is false. Because what do we look for in, people who want to work in IT or in the cybersecurity industry? We look at soft skills and hard skills, okay? So if you are not very familiar with soft skills and hard skills are the technical skills that you need, okay? So that is what most people get hung up on, because they don't have the technical skills, they cannot get into the industry. But I'll break that down as we move ahead. So the technical skills, might include, but not limited to, understanding the management and architecture of operating systems, network and virtualization software, and the list goes on. There's a whole lot of things, depending on which area of cybersecurity you want to go into. Okay, so this is just to give you an idea about the hard skills part of it. Okay, so next slide. So once we come to the soft skills part of it, this is where you might have some of the skills already. Or I mean, like everybody on here, I can bet, I don't know you, but I know you have some of these skills already, because you deal with human beings on a daily basis at your work or at school or anywhere that you are on this earth. You are dealing with human beings. So without you even knowing, you have some leadership skills, managerial skills. You might have great interpersonal skills. Some people have great team leader skills. Like writing skills. All these are skills that are needed in cybersecurity. Okay, and don't take my word for it. You can Google around and find some cybersecurity jobs and look at the job description. Some of these will like literally tell you, you need these skills, that skills, and all those are going to be soft skills, okay? So reason why I'm saying you might have some of the skills already is that it's very easy to teach you the technical part of cybersecurity or technical part of IT, but I can't teach you how to have good interpersonal skills within 6 months or 3 months. I can't teach you how to have great attitude or be like a great leader within 3 months, okay? So if you have those skills already, that is a big plus, okay? So the technical side is very easy. Like we can teach you, if we can teach you how to drive in a month or 2, then we can teach you the technical part of IT or cybersecurity, okay? So now how do we start? So I just wanted to throw this on there. This is like one of our latest students who just got employed, Bernice. She came to us, no IT background, no cybersecurity background, took our course almost 3 months, wrote her exam, passed on the first try, and now she's working as a cybersecurity, as an information security analyst, and in 95. So from 28 to 95, she lives in Virginia from 28 to 95, okay? Next slide, please. So it is very doable. She didn't have a degree in cybersecurity or anything. What she had was a degree, I think, in land economy or something like that from Ghana, okay? So three ways how you can get into the cybersecurity industry. We are looking at just the technical aspect of it, teaching you the technical aspect of it. So you can do self-study, you can do training and certification like ours, or you can do college, okay? But if you're looking to get, so all two, the self-study and the college, they will always end up, coming back to the training and the certification part of it, because it is at the training and certification part that is where you get the hands-on training from people in the industry like us. Okay, so our 3-month course, this is our 3-month course. We are showing that out here today, and then later on we'll show you some discounts that you can get as ADDI member. Okay, so we have a hands-on portion to the training. You are not only going to learn theory and stuff, you're going to also learn the tools, and we walk you through to set up your own cybersecurity lab on your desktop or laptop. And once you're done, for people in the diaspora, we will do job placement for you as well. And also we have like we have a career coaching assistant that we also throw in there for you. Even when you do land your first cybersecurity job, we will help you to choose a cybersecurity career path that will be good for you. So before COVID, it was going for 7,600. Now it's going for only 28.99. Okay, so before I move into the ADDI part of it, I want us to look at something, okay? And based on that, we will pivot into the ADDI portion of it. So we've seen the demand for cybersecurity professionals all over the world, and most countries have taken the initiative to do something about it, okay? Because they are projecting for the future, okay? So in the United States government has designated the Department of Commerce to be in charge of cybersecurity. So anything cybersecurity, they've put together, I think, almost 5 or 6 different institutions to help push cybersecurity education, okay? And like if you come to the States, that is for the federal. For the States, we have Georgia, they have their own program in there. We have Louisiana, they have their own program. Next slide, please. We have Massachusetts, they have their own program. New York has like 3 different programs, and they are pushing it really hard, and the question is, what are we doing, as Africans in the diaspora, or as Africa, as a continent? How do we transform Africa into a global, like master when it comes to producing cybersecurity professionals, okay? So ADDI, with the directive from Dr. Arikana, and also spearheaded by Brother Jyoti, we've come up with this. So ADDI Cybersecurity Training Initiative, okay? And this is to help promote cybersecurity education among youth, African youth in the diaspora, and also African youth on the continent, okay? So for a special discount for ADDI members, youth in the diaspora, our program is going for $2,000, and also for our brothers, back home and on the continent, we are pushing that for $1,000 per youth. Okay, so we will get into the sponsorship part of it. You can sponsor somebody, your brother, sister, or like anybody, or just try to help educate youth in Africa when it comes to cybersecurity. These are our contacts. And if you want to get hold of us, it's very easy. This is our website on there too. I think we'll post it in the chat as well as we're moving forward. Next slide, please. Yes, so this is going to be the end of my presentation. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. The internet kind of keep going in and out. I appreciate everybody's time, and I'm glad to be here. I'm so amazed. I didn't know, ADDI was even there until about like almost 3 weeks, or yes, about like a month ago. And I'm so like excited to be here, frankly, seeing all, my brothers and sisters, here. So thank you very much, Brother Jyoti, and also Dr. Arikana. I appreciate your time, and everybody else on here for, spending time here to hear what we have to say about cybersecurity education.
Excellent. Dr. Adu, thank you so much. This actually provided a very broad context about what cybersecurity is all about, why it is essential. In fact, this is not a nice to have skill set for the future of Africa. This is a must have, non-negotiable skill set. okay? And you all have heard that corporates, organizations have a tendency to outsource specific types of functions and projects and so forth. But when it comes to protecting your national economy, your digital economy, outsourcing isn't the answer, everyone. That is not the answer. You train and you equip your own people so that those who are familiar with the local economic conditions and the local environment are in the best position to protect the local economy. And in that effort to build the continental-wide cybersecurity workforce, ADDI is partnering with Eretmis Cybersecurity Academy to start that journey. Imagine when the African economies are ready to start deploying national, regional, continental level cybersecurity programs where ADDI and Eretmis Academy can spearhead that in terms of design and implementation and deployment of a cybersecurity training program. That's where we're thinking that we can make the greatest impact. We invite all ADDI members and partnering entities and organizations, philanthropic organizations, with giving programs to train the African youth, work with ADDI. We will make the training affordable, but at the same time, the outcome to be very impactful for the continent. We have shared the links for where you can go to donate. Those of you who have the desire to sponsor an African youth, please go to the ADDI website that is provided as part of the event announcement, and we will share that in the chat line as well. You have the opportunity to donate $1,000, and we will connect you. ADDI will connect you with the youth that your donation will sponsor, so that you have a firsthand knowledge and understanding about the life that you are impacting, the youth, the brother or the sister that you are helping to change their lives. You will get to experience that as well. So we urge you to really become part of this, because this is the future. This is the future. So I just want to say, I've been casually scanning through the chat lines, and so many questions, so many conversations, so many interactions. I think, all the questions, even though some of them may not look very positive, but we know that you have a positive intent. We know that you're coming from a place of curiosity and you want to learn, you want to know more about these programs. And this is why these leaders, founders, CEOs are here to help answer your questions. And we will do so. So we will have those of you who have your digital hands up on Zoom, we will open up the mics at the end so that you can get to ask your questions. But also, Dr. Adu, as you look through the chat lines, if there are specific questions that stand out to you, I would invite you to provide answers later down the road as well. Now, we do have a community outreach that we're going to be doing as well before Ambassador Arikana takes us home from a closure standpoint. But before that, again, in reflection to what Dr. Adu just presented, I'd like to invite Dr. Arikana to say a few words with regards to the message to the global diaspora.
Thank you, Dr. Adu, for a wonderful presentation that really shed light on the needs. I could not believe all of Nigeria, they only have 1,800 cybersecurity experts. This is indeed a new frontier for our youth, which is why ADDI, we jumped on this opportunity, and more importantly, negotiated for a discounted rate for our youth. No, this is not just for youth, it's for anybody who wants to learn a new trade. So it's not just for youth, but we're focusing on our youth because we understand they need our backs. Our youth are struggling, and as elders, we have a responsibility to support them every opportunity that we get. So we have negotiated for 2,000 for diaspora youth who are members of ADDI. So we encourage all of you to go to our addi.org, sign up so you can benefit. If you want to register with the Academy, you get it for $2,000. And for those of us in the diaspora, please, we encourage you to support an African youth in Africa for $1,000. Oduwa has agreed you have to have an African address to get it for 1,000. But we're asking us elders, those who can, see if you can find $1,000 and sponsor an African youth to attend this 3-month course in cybersecurity. We've also spoken to Dr. Adu. He has agreed to give us a payment plan for those who want to sponsor. So for $200 a month, you can sponsor a youth and you can get your $1,000 paid up. Let's support our children. So for the youth in the United States and anywhere in the diaspora, it's $2,000. But if you are sponsoring a youth in Africa, or if you are a youth in Africa who has $1,000, you can get it for 1,000. But your address has to be in Africa, and you must reside in Africa to get it for 1,000. So please, let's not abuse that privilege. It's for those youth in Africa who need our support. So again, Dr. Abu, I cannot thank you enough for bringing this important and wonderful program to us. This is one way that you can say I emerged from COVID with a trade that is something that then carried me through for the rest of my life. Empower yourself, take yourself to the next level, use this isolation with COVID to promote and educate yourself while you are at home. So thank you all for listening, and thank you, Dr. Abu, thank you, Dr. Jote, for bringing all these wonderful, wonderful people to us. We truly appreciate everything that our youth in the diaspora are doing. Thank you.
Ambassador, thank you so much for this message. And I think everybody has heard it very clear that ADDI is creating the forum for the African diaspora inventors, creators, founders, entrepreneurs, innovators to come and tell the global diaspora what you're doing and invite the global diasporans to become part of what you're doing. And ADDI also has a number of activities that we conduct, and all the way from our call for action to increase the members on our website, and also some of the supporting partnerships that we have going on right now. And so Sister Amira is going to do a quick community outreach announcement, especially when it comes to the various campaigns, the partnerships that we have with, for example, Mama Mata, one of the coffee producers that have forged a strategic partnership with ADDI, of course, the Africa 101, and so forth. So Sister Amira, please take it away. And I need to unmute you.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so welcome everybody. I think you're spotlighted because I can't see.
We can see you on the spotlight. And you may be muted. Can you unmute?
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. All right, wonderful. So again, thank you so much. This was great, learning about cybersecurity and what we're offering to the youth. I have been in the cybersecurity industry for over 15 years. I've been working 10 years through the same organization, and it is definitely something that we need. So take that message that you just received as the real honest truth, because it is a very lucrative industry. It's a very interesting and fascinating industry. And anybody who is looking to participate or just learn and grow with what we're doing in society today, which is insanely crazy, right? Because we came up with the internet and thought about security after the fact. So definitely look to participate with the Academy for Cybersecurity. And if you're not interested, make sure that you do sponsor someone, because that is an awesome opportunity. So as it relates to outreach and a lot of the things that we need to talk about as it relates to ADDI, first and foremost, our fundraiser with Mama Mata Coffee. I've been putting a link out, and I can put it separate, but when you see this link, because I'm having such a hard time copying and pasting, but I put it out there for the Mama Mata Coffee fundraiser. The awesome thing about Mama Mata Coffee is they essentially have donated to ADDI 10,000 bags of coffee. 10,000 bags of coffee, and we have the opportunity to make $10 off of every bag. So please go and purchase a bag of coffee straight out of Kenya, some real good old coffee, right? Coffee that you haven't even experienced before unless you have African coffee. That's what the ambassador said, right? So I'm gonna take her word for it on that and say, please get you some Mama Mata coffee. The proceeds go to ADDI, and we definitely could utilize the help. And we want to spread some coffee love in the world. So, as always, Africa 101. You know, we can't miss talking about Africa 101 because this is literally the foundation of ADDI. Africa 101 is the foundation of ADDI because the ambassador has concatenated all of her speeches, all of her historical facts and figures, all of it from a perspective of our African leaders and our African-American leaders, just leaders in the diaspora, and also a way forward as it relates to, okay, now that we have all of this information, how do we move forward? How do we take that knowledge and actually put it into action, right? Because knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So being able to apply that knowledge in taking it forward is what we need. So everybody to be on the same page as it relates to this movement, this is your handbook. Africa 101 is the handbook for the movement. So everyone who is participating in this call, and there's 780 of you all on this call right now, everyone needs to go to africa101.org, africa101.org, purchase your copy. It comes in autographed hardback, comes in a non-autographed hardback, and it comes in paperback. So take your pick as to which version you want. But again, this is literally the handbook of the organization. So if you want to participate, you need to be on the same page. So it's important that you're familiar with what the movement stands for and having the historical background as what Africa 101 is going to offer. So that is super important. So we want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, pun intended, with that. Okay. Next up, join ADDI. All right. Join ADDI. Right now and up to this point, we have had the opportunity to join the ADDI mailing list. Now the script is going to flip in a few weeks, and it may be even sooner than that, where you're going to see that you're going to have membership levels where you'll be able to come in and have a professional membership level, have a membership level for your small business or your nonprofit organization or your corporation, right? So up to this point, you have had the access to the mailing list so that you are made aware of the things that are coming as it relates to these types of webinars and information along those lines, but there's more, right? So look forward within the next week or so, we're going to be launching our new website, which will include the membership levels. So you'll be able to read all about it. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you all of that information because you're going to see it when the website is launched, but stick and stay so that you really have a good understanding of what's going to be available. But we appreciate you being a part of the mailing list. We need everyone to be a part of the mailing list in order to move forward with anything that we offer. You got to be a part of the mailing list. So that's the first thing. So go to ouraddi.org/join, and you can join the mailing list and stay in the loop there. As with joining ADDI, we also need your support financially. So I always say we need your talent, your tools, and your treasure, right? So we definitely need you to donate. We have our $1 million campaign going on right now, which is going to be there to facilitate those things that we're going to be able to do on the continent and bringing all of these programs that we have in place to life. So if you go to ouraddi.org/donate, you will see a listing of all of the different things that you can support, whether it is our youth empowerment, whether it's our $1 million campaign, our women's empowerment. So we have plenty of different buckets where you can choose where you want to have your particular monetary contribution supported. So be sure to go to our ADDI and donate. Matter of fact, everybody might as well just do that now. It's kind of like, yes, just like go right now and do that. Next up, what we want you to do, like I said, we got you making sure that you're a part of the email, making sure that you've donated, making sure that you're supporting us through our fundraiser of Mama Mata Coffee, making sure that you have the handbook, Africa 101, right? So all of those things, if you can go and go to the website, because you can essentially get to all of those things from the website. So if you go to all of those things and just make sure you're registered, make sure you purchase your copy of Africa 101, make sure you donate, and make sure you purchase the Mama Mata coffee. And everything else you're going to be able to be in the loop and stay in communication, right? Africa, Social Africa. So I know some people are hitting me up with my Social Africa group now, so that's great. So for all of you others who haven't done so yet, Social Africa is something that we are partnering with as well. Again, another platform that is for us, by us, to a little bit steal from Mr. Damon John and Fubu, for us, by us. So we want to support Social Africa. So again, as it relates to the social networking that we do, like Facebook groups, things along those lines, we have that within Social Africa. So I'm going to ask everyone to go to social.africa in your browser. You can download the app suitable for your device, whether it's iOS, Android, or what have you. Log in and do a search for ADDI and join the ADDI Global Outreach. And then we will shuttle you from there to the different sectors that you may want to be, that you may be interested in joining and supporting with your talent, right? Because your talent is something that we need here as well, as we're expanding to 1 million strong. So let's make sure that we all stay connected, utilize Social Africa to get that started, and then we'll move on from there. I appreciate your time and attention. Back to you, Brother Jote.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amira. Thank you, everyone. So you've heard it all. And we will continue to bring you, we have some very exciting topics and lineups, and actually very inspiring founders who are doing some amazing work that we're gonna bring forward, where there will be real opportunity for you to become part of it. We will be talking about what does it take to set up a manufacturing site for technology devices in Africa, and what does it look like for the African diaspora to participate in terms of investment and expertise and knowledge and consultation. And we have some exciting news that are coming. And also, what does it take for the ADDI and the African diaspora to set up pharmaceutical manufacturing sites? What does it look like when our Wakanda One Smart City project comes to life for those who want to take part in the hospitality industry, in the construction industry, in the building of roadways and ports and airports? We have all it takes. There is a very concentrated expertise, financial, intellectual capacity that is right here in this virtual room, about 800 strong, and continues to grow. So keep that in mind. And I would like to thank today's presenters. And again, we're gonna have a Q&A, so stick around, please. And Ambassador, perhaps wondering if we should open up the mic for few participants to ask questions before you close your comments. What do you think?
Absolutely. No, people have a lot of questions, particularly the Oduwa coin. So
Yeah.
I think we need to allow people to ask questions, as many as they want, really.
Excellent.
I think this is important because people need to feel comfortable.
Very, very true. Very true. So I'm just gonna, and I'm looking on my screen with the virtual hands up. So I'm gonna go from left to right. So I'm gonna start with Joy Arancevia. And I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Please unmute yourself. Joy.
Hi there.
Hello.
Can you hear me, right, everybody?
Yes. Yep.
All right, great. Thank you. This is an empowering conversation. Thank you so much. What I am specifically concerned or wanting to know is, can it be explained specifically how the Oduwa works specifically? I'm sure many of us here are visual learners as well. Is there a pictograph or something that can help us understand better how this works? Thank you.
My brother Bright, I'm gonna unmute you if you wanna respond.
Oh, yes, thank you for the question. Well, although it's a cryptocurrency blockchain, it's underpinning Oduwa coin. It's like buying digital gold, and collectively, because the gold is scarce, and tomorrow you can trade that gold, you can sell that gold, and the gold has a tendency, has an intrinsic value to grow in values, and people are holding those coins for the reasons that they, for gain, for profit, but it also has a use case where you can actually spend Oduwa coin. So Oduwa coin is purely money. I hope I answered that question.
Thank you, right? And Joy, any follow-up questions? Does that address some of your questions?
And we also have some videos out on YouTube where you can learn about cryptocurrency. Is still very new topic, but it's moving very fast. It's just the way people are selling transactions right now. So Oduwa coin is using the blockchain technology to settle transactions. But the cool thing about it, when people buy this coin, it has an intrinsic value, tendency of the coin to grow in size, just like Bitcoin went from 38 cents to 40,000. It also has a tendency to lose value. So it's all power. It's all people power platform. So the more people engage with Oduwa coin, the more the value go crazy, because at the end of the day, it's only limited in scarcity, and scarcity creates demand, and demand increases the price of the coin. Yes.
Thank you so much for answering my question. However, I'm still a little bit on the lost side. So if you can just post whatever links, and I will go do my research, because I really would like to understand, and I'm sure a lot of us someone said, what we want a demo, please.